Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, how are you?
Chad, how's it feel starting to get closer?
Yeah, no, it feels good. It's been, a lot of time spent with these guys, spent with the coaches, kind of just working together. It's a different experience coming here, getting to play with so many experienced guys. They really know how to put you through it. But it's been great. I feel like we're now all at that point where we're ready to get it going, get to compete against each other a couple last times, and then start to compete against other people.
What do you feel like you guys have improved on the most?
A lot, really. I think one of the main things is just our bond, like how close we've got. That's something that's really hard to do. I think, from my experience, even as a high school team, that takes so long to build a bond like that, and I feel like we built it so quickly. That's something that's been really good. And then also just coming together and playing the way Coach wants to play. I feel like it's now just natural for us. We're doing it without even thinking about it, so that allows our just instincts of the game to take over. So that's been something really important.
Mark said that you were maybe the best shooter on the team. Is that a conversation you've been having with some of those teammates?
No. We all know that we can respectively fill it up.
No bragging rights on that when he said that?
No bragging rights. We all just kind of do our own thing, work together to get each other better, push each other. Obviously, there's a little bit of friendly competitiveness there, but just kind of doing your own thing and working to get better every day.
You've always been able to score the ball in high school, AAU, wherever you've been. How have you adjusted to the pace of this game while trying to keep that constant scoring ability going?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always played in systems where we played pretty fast and had a good pace, but obviously you're playing on a different size court, and you can't really replicate the pace we play at. So it's been good just kind of having guys like Kerr does a great job pushing the pace every single day. And then on the flip side, when you're being guarded by Lamont, you've got to figure out a way to push the pace. You don't want to be in a half-court offense against him every single set. So just stuff like that has been good learning for us. But the whole team has come together to kind of collectively build the pace up.
Travis Pope said in his press conference how nothing phases you, and you're like a 75-year-old soul. Would you agree with that statement, or what do you have to say to that?
I would say I agree with that for the most part. Yeah, that's probably a good way to describe it. Yeah, I mean, and it's really easy, especially whenever you've got such old guys you're playing with. Like some of these guys, we joke about it, but like a couple of our helpers, our assistant trainers or whatever, are closer in age to them, like closer to Andrew than Andrew is to me. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's pretty easy to just kind of be mellow when you're surrounded by such great people that kind of keep level-headed. We have such humble guys on the team. It's easy to kind of rub that humbleness off throughout the team. So yeah, that's a pretty good way to describe it, I think.
How excited are you for Big Blue Menace?
It's super exciting. It's an experience. Coaches described it to us it's nothing like it's incredible. Kentucky's obviously the biggest place for basketball in the country, but Big Blue Madness is just another level for that. So I'm super excited for it, especially obviously growing up watching, going to a lot of them. It's something to kind of be walking out, and that is pretty incredible.
You had expectations coming in here, but now just a few months later, how do those expectations live up to what it's actually been?
Yeah, I think they've lived up very well, honestly. I think it's maybe even better than what I expected. I mean, we have you never know what you're going to get into coming into college basketball from high school basketball, but just the main thing for me is how great of people we have here, like from the top down, from Coach Pope all the way down to our managers. Those guys really care about each other, care about getting us better. We care about getting each other better. I think that's the main thing for us, just kind of the bond we have.
And was there ever any second guessing when he kind of announced your name in front of 20,000 people at Rupp Arena in April? Was there any consideration of going anywhere else?
Yeah, no, sir. There really wasn't. I mean, this is a special place, obviously. You know that growing up here, watching Kentucky basketball. But yeah, just I think things fell into the right path for me. A great system, great coach, and ultimately great guys to play with. So there wasn't really any second guessing, no, sir.
This team has so much college basketball experience, but it took a while for these guys to learn what Kentucky basketball is. For you, you're kind of on the flip side of that. How have you been able to show them what this program is about, despite being freshmen?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, I saw the stat that this is the most experienced in terms of minutes and games played team in Kentucky basketball history. So that's pretty awesome for a guy like me or Trent or Collin coming in that's never played a game of college basketball to have guys that are so knowledgeable in just kind of the field. But yeah, for me, I know a lot about Kentucky basketball. Trent does as well. We kind of come in with that knowledge and that side of it, so we can give kind of our feedback on that, help them understand what it really means But I think when you're in Kentucky and get to interact with BBN, like as much as these guys have, you kind of understand it pretty quickly. It doesn't take very long. So yeah, it's been really good for us to be able to kind of show that to them, and then also just them take us under their wing and show us all the ropes for college basketball.
It's actually sometimes pretty funny. I didn't know that. But
Like corny funny or actually funny?
both. But no, he's a hell of a coach. He can really coach the hell out of it. He cares about his players a lot. He's honest. He doesn't tell you something that's not there or something. He's not going to sell you some BS. Like, he's going to tell you how things are. So I think that's the most appreciated thing, especially in this college industry, where I feel like a lot of kids are getting lied to. So this is a very big thing about Coach Pope, that, and I think that's a good recruiting pitch too. That like I said, college industry, kids are getting lied to. They're getting sold something that's not true, that's not there. But with Coach Pope, that's not the case.
And you're kind of talking about it. You were recruited kind of before pre-NIL. Now NIL and college basketball has just completely changed. What's the difference been when you were first being recruited to now, just recently with Coach Pope?
No difference. I mean, it's still. I mean, I'm here to play basketball and represent the state of Kentucky, and wear that Kentucky name on my front, and I feel like that's the biggest thing that means to me. I think I've said it earlier too, but my phone call with Coach Pope to come here, I mean, it was a couple of minutes. I never asked about my role. I never asked about, am I going to start? Am I going to come off the bench? That wasn't a thing for me. I wanted to win. I wanted to be here, and that's what I did.
Coach Pope has so many quotes, so many things that he says will pull you in a practice and drop one on you. Is there one that sticks out to you that you kind of keep going back to?
I mean, like you said, he has a lot of quotes, and usually his quotes are pretty good. So it's I don't really have a favorite because they all have very special and different meanings. But he's a big quote guy for sure.
What do you think about it? You had an idea of what this team might be like when you first got here, and now you're getting so much closer to the season. What do you think about this team as you all have grown closer?
I think we're gonna be scary. I think people don't really know what's coming, and I like it. I like it. We have a chip on our shoulder. The way we've been practicing, we haven't had one single bad practice. We haven't had one practice where there's no energy, or when there's a loose ball, how nobody has a dove on it, or So I'm very excited. I'm very happy to do my last fifth year here with these guys, and I wouldn't change anybody for no one.
Through your college career, you kind of embraced the bad guy role and all the criticism. How does that help you going into a place like Kentucky where everything is overanalyzed?
I don't really pay attention to it. I'm just being me. I'm a competitor. I go out there, I compete. Bad guy, good guy. That's. I'm trying to win the game. When we win the game, I'm gonna let people know we won the game. If we lose the game, we're gonna get them next time.
You're bringing in guys from all over the country, all different countries. In your case, Amari, what's been the biggest surprise to you, maybe, in how this team has kind of come together and bonded quickly?
I think when you have all the guys who are on the same page, or who came in to Kentucky for right reasons, to win as many games as possible, to put yourself aside and be a part of something that's bigger than you, then it's super easy to connect with each other. It's we're all about winning. Nobody's here that's thinking about NBA draft or next year, or I gotta do individually good to be somewhere next year. I think everybody's here for what's gonna happen tomorrow in practice, who we're gonna play next week, how we can beat them. So I think that's the main reason why we connected so good.
He's also big on making sure you guys are holding each other accountable. Have you
Yeah.
seen that from everybody? Is that something that's easy? Is it, some guys still not doing that?
No, I think it's very easy because we want to win, and in order to win, you gotta keep each other accountable. Because on the court, I mean, especially with Coach Pope. Coach Pope is basically saying that we are the players, we got to make plays. So, you know, when we're gonna play somebody, when we're gonna, you know, on the floor, we have a bad segment, then, you know, we are the ones who got to pick each other up. We are the ones who got to keep going. So, yeah.
How excited are you for Big Blue Madness? And have you had to look up anything, like see what it's going to be like?
I actually haven't looked up anything because I want it to be, you know, I want to go in there and I want to feel those goosebumps. And I haven't looked up anything because I want to really feel the experience from when I go there. But I'm excited. It's going to be a big celebration. It's going to be a celebration of Kentucky basketball, Coach Pope. So it's going to be sick.
Are you guys excited about the floor for Big Blue Madness?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, I don't know too much about it. I know how I saw it a little bit on the All-Star game, but I mean, it's going to be cool. Hopefully, nobody gets hurt.
Nobody's distracted.
Yeah.
Right.
Your best. Go ahead.
You've experienced a lot of college basketball, but you haven't experienced Kentucky basketball just yet. This past offseason, has there been a moment for you where you've kind of said to yourself, I think I get this now?
I think I kind of, I mean, when I committed, I kind of knew what I was kind of getting into. This is Kentucky is a, you know, it's not an easy place to be. This is the toughest, you know, place. You got, you know, you got to win. You got to win, and I think that's the privilege that we got. That we got pressure, and pressure is always a privilege, and we're here to win, and yeah.
And kind of what he was.
What are Coach Pope and his coaches like as recruiters? Like when they were recruiting, what was that process like? Can you take me through it if I was you?
They're funny. I mean, they really are funny, and I think they're recruiting you to become a better man off the floor also. So it's like, you know, if I was a high school recruit and Coach Pope was recruiting me to come play for University of Kentucky, man, somebody, you know, I don't know why I shouldn't go. Somebody else must do something very good.
Can you share one of the funny stories, or is that too personal? I want to ask.
Funny stories with Pope?
Would you say they're just really funny during the...
Just the way he's very alive. He's, you know, there's never a bad day with Coach Pope. He's always very happy, energetic. You know, he might have stuff going on in his personal life, but he never gets it inflected with basketball. He comes in to practice like pumping everybody up. Before we do team huddle, he's talking to everybody individually. How's your day going, etc. So this kind of stuff, it's simple stuff, but not a lot of people do it. And for the players, it means a lot. So yeah.
But you mentioned in previous answers, like, hey, you come here to Kentucky, you know you got to win. Was that part of their pitch, or did that just go without saying? It's not like they had to tell you that.
No, I think no. This is. I mean, obviously, every coach wants to win, but I'm pretty sure Kentucky basketball brand is well known across the country. You know, this is the place where you win.
Can you describe Kentucky in one word?
Special.
What about Mark Pope in one word?
Incredible.
Now you give full answers, but are you looking forward to Big Blue Madness coming up Friday, and you have a song picked out yet?
I have a song picked up, and it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be electric. I think the song is gonna be a little unexpected for a lot of people, but it's gonna be electric.
You don't seem very shy, so I'm gonna expect you might throw in some dance moves too for the crowd, or are you gonna keep that a surprise too?
Oh, no comment.
Did you choose number 77? Because not many players have used that number before.
No, I was 77 before I came from overseas to play here, but I guess back in the day you couldn't have 77, so they changed the rule here lately, so I went back to my roots.
And your basketball journey's kind of taken you everywhere, West Virginia, Arizona, overseas. Non-basketball related, what is your favorite Kentucky thing?
Sorry?
Non-basketball related, what is your favorite thing about Kentucky?
I think horses.
Horses?
I think the culture of like because I've never experienced like any horse racing or whatever. Like, so I think it's pretty special how the horse I don't even know how to say it, like breeding, not breeding, but like racing, or I don't know what you call it, but like the culture here is pretty big. So I think it's pretty cool.
What's it like being in Kentucky versus San Diego? I would think they're very similar places, right?
The only difference is the cities. You know, San Diego is it's in California. You know, we got water there, a lot more buildings. But Lexington, I've learned to love. I love it here.
Have you had any welcome to Kentucky fan experience? Any interactions
Welcome
yet?
to Kentucky fan experience.
What are you expecting it to be like Friday when you walk in Rubber Room?
Oh, I think it's gonna be electric. I think I saw that this ticket sold in 24 minutes. That's amazing. Like the love that we have here. It's just a different type of passion that the fans have for us. And we're excited to play for them.
You've played in big games in a way that Kentucky fans want to get back to being used to. A lot of your teammates, though, have played small schools. How do you tell them what this is going to be like?
I mean, it's basketball. At the end of the day, it's the game that we love, the game that we dedicated to. So just keep it there. It's basketball. But if you got 2 fans in there, you got 20,000, you got 70,000 people in there. You're still playing the game that you love. Go out there, have fun, and just continue to play hard and be yourself.
Last thing, I know you got a lot of stuff between this, but you're going to be playing Duke in like a month, just on the massive stage. Are you excited about that? Is that part of the reason you came to a place like this?
I mean, it's going to be a fun game. Duke has always been a great program, so it's always great to play high level programs like that. And I think we're going to have a great game plan for them once we get there. But we got a great team, and we're not worried about anybody else. We worry about ourselves and continue to get better and go out there and win a championship.
Jack Givens, who's a Kentucky legend, has already called you his favorite player. He mentioned something. He'd asked you how it's going or something. You said you're playing in Kentucky. How else could it get better? What has been so great about Kentucky? Because obviously you've played college basketball. You've played basketball at a high level for years. Just what's so different about this place?
It's just a different passion from everybody around. People are really like it. They really love Kentucky basketball. And to be able to be a part of something like this, it's nothing like it. It's hard to complain, man. I mean, this is great. Just being here, Joe Craft Center, just the resources that we have here, the people that's around. It's great to just to be around, and just gives us confidence to go out there and do our thing on the court because we got people behind us.
And do you have a song picked out for Big Blue Madness on Friday?
I got a song picked out, yeah.
Any hints?
I can't tell nobody yet. But y'all see it when we get out there.
Thank you.
That's it for myself. Being in there for the first time with the full crowd will be super cool. And I mean, it's super cool just to think that Coach Pope also played here. So just getting to come back to his alma mater is super special to me.
Have you had any interesting fan interactions so far in Lexington, whether it be on campus or just around town? It's hard for you guys to hide around here. Pretty big celebrities.
I mean, yeah, I've gotten stopped just doing groceries or something like that. But it's super cool just seeing the fan base recognizing who I am. It's a blessing.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
You talked about how when you withdrew your name from the draft that you knew you were going to play for Coach Pope here at Kentucky. What is with that? How are you so loyal and why to Coach Pope and Coach Feger? What have they done for your career?
I mean, they gave me an opportunity. I wouldn't be here without either one of those dudes. So, I feel like I owe them the world, honestly. They took a chance on me when nobody else really would. So, just taking every advantage I can of my opportunities and hopefully us coming up with a national championship.
And you're coming back to the SEC. What are you trying to prove now that you're back in the league? Some of those teams that didn't really give you the chance.
I don't really have anything to say to that, honestly. I guess we'll just see once I get on the court.
Thank you.
Saw an interview yesterday, Jaxson, where at Pro Day, where you talked about, you were asked, what are you trying to show these professional scouts? And your first response was defense. Obviously, a lot of people look at you as a guy who's going to be the one scoring the ball a lot. How much has defense been something you're really working on, and how much has Coach Pope really wanted you to kind of work on that this offseason?
Yeah, just hearing some of the feedback, that's something that teams wanted me to see. They know I can knock down shots. So just coming back and showing that I can be a more versatile defensive player, switching 1 through 3, and then also just being able to create my own shot have been two of the key things that I've been working on, along with just leading my group. So I think I'm taking huge strides in both those areas, so I'm excited to get on the court and just be able to show it.
Jaxson, you're one of the few guys that's just familiar with the SEC. What's it been like, though, at Kentucky? Have you noticed a difference just being at Kentucky as opposed to
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously different for me coming from BYU and then coming and playing with such elite guys. Every day in practice is competitive. Coach Pope doesn't have to wake us up at the beginning of practice to get ready or anything like that. Like, everybody's ready from the jump. Super intense. So, I mean, I love it. It's super fun to be able to go out here and just play against these guys every day, and at the end of the day, be able to call them my brothers.
You being the one player that's played for Coach Pope, has Coach Pope at BYU differed from Coach Pope at Kentucky? Is he the same person, more intense?
Same person. I think that, I mean, obviously he expects more out of us because of where we're at, but we all knew that coming in, so there's no question about what he expects from us. We all know the standard that he lives by and what the school lives by, so we're just trying to make sure that we earn that respect from everybody.
Thank you, Jaxson.
It certainly has allowed us to grow super close as a group in such a short time, and so it's really, really cool. I've loved the experience so far.
You looking forward to Big Blue Madness Friday night?
Yes, I'm so excited, man. I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be an electric atmosphere, man.
And what about the floor? Are you guys excited about the LED floor?
Yeah, so I think I'm hoping that we'll practice. I think we're going to practice on it on Thursday, so we'll maybe get a little preview or something like that of what the floor is going to be like, and that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, saw it in the All-Star game and everything like that, and so I'm curious and I'm excited to see how it gets utilized with us on Friday night.
You planning a walkout song?
Yes, I do have a walkout song and a little bit of a dance, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, thank you.
You said you watched a lot on your teammates before you got here. So from watching that film to now being able to practice with them, who has impressed you the most previously?
Oh man, there's been a lot of people who have been very impressive. I think I love playing with a lot of these guys. I'd say my old rival I go with. I play against Amari my freshman and sophomore year, and then being able to be teammates with him now is pretty cool. And a little bit of a more reserved guy at first, but as you get to know him, man, he's just an awesome dude, and has done a really great job of bringing it every single day out here on the court, and he's a lot of fun to play with.
And you've talked about wanting to stay around basketball after your playing days are over. Obviously, Coach Pope went to med school and stuff like that. Now he's back into basketball. Could you see yourself being a graduate assistant under Pope?
Yeah, definitely. I think it'd be awesome to be under Coach Pope. Hoping we're able to have a lot of success. He's going to be here for a long time, and so for me to be able to play basketball as long as my body allows me to, and then kind of go from there. But definitely would be in the cards for me. So
I'm going to stick in the present. Coach talked a lot today about being still with the Bible verse.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you when he says that? Be still.
Yeah, I think for us being still, we've kind of talked about it too. Is just we've talked about finding it's kind of like finding peace, right? And in all circumstances, all situations, and things like that. And so I think for us, a lot of the emphasis is going to be on blocking out the noise, and continuing to rely on each other more and more as the season gets going, and allowing us to find still not let anything on the outside really affect us, and continue to tighten our circles. So
and Coach Pope, he's a big quote guy. What's your favorite Coach Pope quote?
Yeah, favorite Coach Pope quote. I should have been prepared. I should have had myself with the Coach Pope quote. Man, I don't know. I think he always talks about. I said earlier, he always talks about how we respond. So I think I'm gonna go with
anytime anything happens like that, he's always just like, how are you going to respond? And really challenges us in that way. So
thank you, Andrew.
Play with all these guys to be on one big team. We haven't really gotten much chance to all play together as one team. So obviously excited.
Collin, there's obviously this relationship with Pope that has so much trust in it. What was your folks' reaction to not going to the preeminent LDS school and instead going to Kentucky and a place with an honor code, a place without an honor code, a place that's faith-based, a place that's not? What was kind of like the family reaction to just a different college experience?
Well, when I first called them, when I heard the news, they first wanted to hear what I was feeling. They didn't want to push me in any direction. But when I told them I wanted to Kentucky, I felt like this is where I need to be. Actually, kind of a funny story. My dad actually interviewed here for dental school, and said he was driving and saw the hospital, Chandler Hospital, and felt that was a sign. He had a feeling this is where he was going to be, and that didn't work out. He didn't end up coming to school here, but I believe that feeling was Chandler was going to be here.
Is there a decent sized community here? What is the community like here?
There is a good amount. I go to a congregation probably 15 minutes away, but there's multiple around the area, and so they've been very welcoming and very helpful in this adjustment and coming and being part of a family when I don't have family. So I'm grateful for that.
And I've spoken to other returned missionaries who've talked about kind of the inevitable self-doubt that starts to kind of creep in when you're away and you're not getting your hands on the ball, and you're like, am I going to be able to? What kind of player am I going to be when I'm back? What was that like? Maybe trying to keep negativity out or processing those types of thoughts.
Yeah. Well, something that's stuck with me, something throughout this whole process has just been the word trust. Is when I left, I know who I was trusting in. I was trusting in God, and that's been my feeling all throughout the 2 years, and even coming back is I know who I've trusted in.
One more question, Collin. Obviously, Coach Pope recruited you while you're expecting to go to BYU. How has Coach Pope changed since then to now as the Kentucky head coach?
I don't know if it's as much.
They do not want you to answer this question.
I don't know if it's as much Coach Pope has changed, but the circumstances that I'm here with him has changed as I get to be around him a lot more. I get to learn from him a lot more, and so I'd say that's the biggest difference.
Okay, thank you, Collin.